What's good, boys and girls? You know, I am driving that long Dallas road, so me and Terry's show might be a little late today, but I had to go on and do this. A lot of people say, well, Ericka, if there's a recession, you know, if we're already in it, how can I double my money? Well, we're going to talk about that today, okay? Now, I'm driving on this 35. Now, what do I see as I drive 35? All types of businesses and towns, big cities, little cities, Waco, you name them. You drive through them to get to Dallas on 35. If y'all know what road I'm talking about, there you go. Drop your city and state when you get in and a like for me. I'm seeing businesses that are, it's a Saturday in the middle of the summer that are closed. Now, I don't mean they've closed like they are no longer operational. I mean, they're not even open on a Saturday. One of the biggest days to make money in most businesses. Why Saturday? Saturday is people are off work. Kids and parents take their kids to do something out of the house on Saturday. And I'm seeing emptiness and closed stuff. I was in Austin and I stopped and got gas at this gas station. You don't stop. It was dead. It was dead in the McDonald's. It was dead in the parking lot. Beside me where the Indian grocery store was, it was dead. Now the Indian restaurant and Indian grocery store be packed on Saturdays. Okay, you just do. And I keep telling y'all, we're already in a recession, but because you see, and let me put it this way, you know the forest for the trees, when they say don't miss the forest for the trees. What y'all do is y'all, if you're in Texas, you see all these semi trucks going up and down the road. You see now hiring signs all over Texas. But why would a place that has 4 or 5 places with now hiring signs not be open on a Saturday? Because things have slowed down. Now listen, there's a lot of little businesses I see when I went through Georgetown as well. Nobody in the parking lot. Nobody in the parking lot. Now, you may say, well, Ericka, that's just, you're riding through this part of this and this city. No, I'm driving up 35. I'm very observant. I look to the left and the right. I'm on the road. I'm watching how they're building gas stations left and right. They're building Buc-ee's left and right. Now, what are Buc-ee's? Buc-ee's are really big gas stations that have like 15 bathrooms that stay super clean. So people always stop and get gas there because you know what? When you got a car full of kids and your wife want to stop and use the bathroom, she's going to make you stop at a Buc-ee's because the bathrooms are clean and she ain't got to worry about it. And they've got a ton of snacks inside. It's like a little grocery store almost. So my point in all this is you're going to have to double your money. Now people say, Ericka, double my money. It's just me. I'm an only guy, or it's just me, a single woman. You know, I don't really need to do all that. Listen, y'all are trying to play too low. You're playing too low. Now, what do I mean too low? Oh my God, look at those trucks. Hold on. Squirrel moment. What state is this? What city is this? There, I saw a truck over there, a Freightliner for $27,000, you guys, $27,000. Let's make a note to stop back by Lorena, Texas. Let's make a note on that. Stop back through Lorena, Texas. Somebody put that in the comments when this renders. Lorena, Texas, Lorena. It's good deals over there. But anyway, probably not going to buy another truck for the rest of the year. But anyways, my point in all this is these places that I'm seeing off of a highway should be open. You literally, stop through Lorena. Thank you. Put that in the comments. I'll remember to look it up. You literally, some of these places should be just full of people. Should be full of people, full of sales, full of activities, and they're not. They're not. So makes me question what's going on, but always what happens? You go where the money is, okay? The money is going to be in real estate. The money is going to be in transportation. No matter what they say. I know some of you have been sending me links about, what about this video? It's talking about the little players in transportation. And this is part of the reason I was like, got in, because what you're going to see is probably 30,000 or so Sikh Indians that got in the last 2 years. They're going to turn around and buy like 2-3 trucks a person, or at least own some of these trucker mechanical shops, and then they're going to be the dominant players in the transportation in the United States industry. Watch, look at Canada. It's the same thing happened in Canada. So the point of me bringing this up is a lot of people, they're shooting too low. And I put up a picture on Instagram, and it's got these 2 wrist bracelets I have. It's called Embrace the Suck and 10X Rule. And I wear them to remind myself, you have to make audacious goals. Because a lot of people are making very little goals to be, hey, I just want to be in the middle class. What does that mean? if they're giving you these terrible fake numbers, and watch the video I did 2 videos before this, if they're telling you middle class is $40,000, you got to know better than that. Oh, all the trucks are on the road, alternative financial medicine. Every single truck is on the road except for one, and that group will be getting a Q&A, and they'll get a understanding why and what the repairs are. But every single truck is on the road, and thank God for warranties, because little lights, little sensors that go off, you know, you got to have those things turned back on. And literally mechanics will go, oh, this is just this. Boop, done. Sensor done. Covered under warranty. Thank God for warranty. But they're all driving. They're all going well. Anyway, what I'm saying is, in this economy where you're going to have to double your income, the reason I did the previous video talking about different tech jobs and the way YouTube is now going to give you certifications at VidCon, and now they're doing this at other events too. Now they're going to do some stuff like this similar to at Vid Summit. I already got some emails. But that's important. Why? There's going to be people, if you can serve a need, you will be paid well. Trucking is serving a need. Trucking is still cheaper and faster than them putting it on trains. Trucking is still cheaper than them having a warehouse in every single city across the whole United States. You know, the way our economy is built up, there's a ton of, you know, fruit and vegetables and whatever in California and Florida, and certain goods in Alabama, and they've got to go across the state. They just got to go across the state. That's the way the country's built up. So pay attention to when people keep saying, oh, I just want to be middle class, I just want to be comfortable. You got to be able to aim your target appropriately. If you think middle class is 40,000 to 105,000, that's scary. If anything, I think it's 80,000 to 125,000. The one lady even blocked me in the Chris Hogan Millionaires group. Like, I can't see any of her posts. I can't even go back and reply to my post because she was so offended that I kept replying to her and posting all these different stats showing how expensive things were. I was like, lady, if you really believe this, you need to sit down and educate yourself for hours, because we know that's not true. These are not the numbers. Inflation does not include housing and food. And she said, what does that matter? I said, it matters completely. If 50% of your paycheck is going to housing and food, and you think 40,000 a year is enough for you to be middle class, you're sadly mistaken. Right? And now Chip and Joanna Gaines, I just want to speak on this. Every billboard, I'm on 35. Again, I'm on 35. And people say, oh, billboards don't matter. Chip and Joanna Gaines, HGTV fame, have bought up so many billboards along this road. And guess what they did? They made them all black. Completely black with white letters. Just referencing their food, referencing stopping at where the silos are, referencing coming to check out the bakery. And it's genius marketing. It's genius marketing. Because when you have all this color, all this, red pilot signs on this road, all black billboards work. Like, there's a alcohol, I think in Robinson, that might be the city, but they have a distillery, and it's all black, and it'll have a bottle, and it says, come check out the distillery. Why are they doing that? Because marketing is going to be super cheap in the coming years. TV is going to be cheap. Billboards going to be cheap. Radio is going to be cheap. Now, you may say, well, who's looking at billboards? Truckers, families on summer vacations. While it's boring and dead and you're trying to save money, you're like, no, kids, we're not stopping anywhere. But you keep seeing Chip and Joanna Gaines billboards. Your wife like, we can stop and get cupcakes. That happens. Now, in coinciding with that side, there's two sides to it when you need to double your money. Again, when I did the previous video, when I was talking about certifications, I know y'all may think, man, Ericka's boring me to death about certifications. I'm not trying to bore you, but when I bring on Kamoy, when I bring on these people, those are going to be big things. When company cuts everybody else, when these companies do trim backs and layoffs, they aren't going to lay off technical folks. They may lay off a few, but not most. They're not going to lay off. But when I read off that list, who can produce sales? Grant Cardone's book is spot on. Even him and Frank Kerr have a thing, and they've called me like literally every day. They can teach your sales team how to make more sales. Trust salespeople are going to be in demand, right? Now, if you say, well, Ericka, I'm a car salesman, Car salesmen aren't going to be, if you're a car salesman and you want to switch to something else, now's a perfect time. If you've got good salesman skills and systems you got down, this is a good time to switch. I don't know where you want to go with your sales. You can go anywhere. I had a friend, he lost his job. He was in San Antonio. He literally has a record of 11 years of sales, like stellar sales, and literally got offered a job via LinkedIn to come to California to be sales at a company, a tech company. Does he know anything about tech? No. He's been in car sales and insurance sales his whole life. But he's a top earner. He stays a top earner. And what you have to learn out of that is if you have a skill people need, they're willing to pay and relocate you and pay for that relocation. And I was telling people, if you want to double your money, you need to be on LinkedIn. You need to have your certifications. You need to be on LinkedIn. Now, why do I say that? If a recruiter isn't sending you messages every day, your profile's messed up. I'm saying this in a sweet way, as best as I can. Go check out Kamoy's class. Go check out some of these other ones I keep bringing on, because literally we have two friends that are recruiters that go to our church, but that's all they do. They go on LinkedIn and they type in the search bar and they look, but they don't run around on Indeed. They don't run around on a resume of search engines as much anymore, or forums. Kamoy is the technical writing class. And what happens is it's way easier for them to do that. Sit on LinkedIn for 4 or 5 hours messaging people, calling people, than to do all this other stuff. It is. And that's why Indeed.com built that huge office in Austin and hired a bunch of salespeople. They're trying to sell you on, you should totally have ads. When I ran ads for truckers originally, LinkedIn gave me phone calls. Their staff sent me emails. What do you need? What do you need? I'm like, I don't need any more ads. I got drivers. I'm good. Okay, well, if you need anything else, if you need to learn how to do our ads, if you need to do this, like, I think one time I reduced how much I was going to spend on ads for looking for drivers, and they literally gave me a phone call. Somebody in their sales saying, we're just trying to figure out if you're okay, if everything's all right. Now, I know y'all think that doesn't mean anything. I know y'all think, whatever, Ericka, they gave you a call. No, LinkedIn is like a giant engine. When you change how much you're going to spend there, someone is dispatched to give you a call. That person gets paid very well because they are the difference in that needle moving up or down. I mean, he literally walked through several techniques with me, talked on the phone for about a solid 30 minutes. And at the end, I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need to increase it. But I'm pretty sure that's just my level of experience. But I'm pretty sure if he was on the phone with somebody who was a novice, they would be like, yeah, I'm totally going to increase the level of spending and I'm going to do this and that, what you just told me to do. I would bet money. So those things are valuable. Bringing in income to a company is valuable and can double your money. On the other side of double your income is, again, what I call the Dave Ramsey method, is I call the pay it all off method. A lot of people are, I can't find another job. I can't do anything, Ericka. I can't work any extra hours. I'm a single mom. I can't do any of that. Listen, okay. I can't twist your arm. If you say you can't create more time, you can't. Then go manage your money to the extreme. That means when I say manage your money, people think, I'm going to cut back on some things. I'm going to turn the internet or cable off or something down in my house. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, you're cooking at home every night. I mean, you never eat out. I mean, you pack sandwiches to lunch, to work. I mean, you cut everything. I mean, you got a cheap phone. I mean, all of that, right? Like, I mean, cut it down to the bone, right? Because if you're saying, I just do not want to spend money, or I don't want to get a second job, and I'm in Waco right now, I don't want to get a second job, well, that's what you got to do. You have to reduce your taxes via your W-4 and meticulously spend that money. Now, why do most people finish the Dave Ramsey style of things within 18 months on average? Pay everything off, no matter how big or small, no matter how big the debt, because people don't want to live like that. When you feel like you're constrained because you're paying off some debt, nobody wants to live like that long. People get through it and knock it out fast. I just do. So, again, two schools of thought though. To me, if you have a discipline problem, I would go with the first one, right? You can look up Kamoy via the channel. I have previous videos with her technical writing. Just type in looking for jobs, making $45 an hour. You can look up Kamoy that way, or you can go on the Instagram. I think it's Kamoy Mathers. I don't want to kill it for you, but if you look at my Instagram highlight stories, her and Chris Johnson are highlighted there. They are my tech people I bring on to teach about tech on the channel. Because you don't always need a certification for the tech either. You don't always need a degree. If you can show you can do the job, you take people to like their courses, and they're showing you how to fix your resume and set up your LinkedIn and do all that good stuff. You can get in the door. You can get in the door. Can you pass the interviews? You can get in the door. I'm driving, so if you're, don't highlight me. Don't highlight me. But yeah, so I think one way school of thought to me is scarcity, but I could understand it, right? I could understand, Ericka, I just don't have any bandwidth to get another job, which I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't, but I could sympathize with you that you say you don't have the time. I could sympathize with you. You say you don't have the time, you say you can't leave kiddos, you don't have any extra babysitters, any of that stuff. I can sympathize, for sure. Like every time I hear about these moms leaving all their kids at daycare all day, I'm like, that's 8 to 3, baby. You got time. If you don't do nothing but Instacart, do it DoorDash. You know, I saw a lot of moms in Austin doing the catering stuff at lunchtime. There's a reason. There's a reason they're putting that catering food in those minivans. They need the money. Money's tight. And I can see it through the economy, even in Texas. Even though y'all keep saying, oh, you're just talking about 35. No, I've gone to many of these cities and I can see it's a little bit slow on the weekends. Now, maybe people say, well, it's the summer, Ericka. Kids are home, so parents have to be home. They can't be running around. You know, kids cost money. You know, they got to, tighten up the budget in the summer when kids are home. Because kids eat you out of house and home. Sure, all that. I agree on that. But look around, folks. Pay attention. There's a reason I keep doing these videos. You're going to get it or you're going to be really frustrated in a year or two. And for the people saying, well, I'm doing all right, I'm doing about 40, 50K a year, I'm doing good. Listen to me. I'd rather have a bag full of tools to choose from than to have one hammer. And I know that sounds like a long metaphor, but there's a reason you'll see me getting certifications. And I put them on my site. And I'm like, I just want to be sharp enough to do whatever I choose to do. I want to be sharp enough to do it. And when some of y'all out here with the job you've been at 15, 16 years, I'm like, whew, you better find some other tools, because it's just not guaranteed. And what I was talking about with YouTube, I'm telling you, you're gonna meet kids. There's people in my complex I'm in right now. It's a luxury apartment, and there are 4 or 5 people that are like 25 with these BMWs and these Mercedes Benz. At first I thought, I was like, oh, these kids are just being ridiculous. But then I actually talked to 2 of them. They are YouTubers, but they're not YouTubers. They work for somebody who's on YouTube. That's how much they're getting paid. One girl does her camera stuff for I don't know, she's a lesbian. She's a cool chick, but she does the camera work for the person. Like, she just holds the camera. And I mean, in order for her to be getting paid enough to get a Mercedes, and live in a luxury apartment, yeah, she's getting paid very well. So these skills, that if you have particular skills for the next recession, it won't matter. Like, people keep saying, oh, Ericka, Hispanic men are dominating the industry. And I'm telling you, when I was in North Carolina, I've been talking to my friends in Georgia, talking to my friends in Florida, every construction site, they're seeing a ton of black men, just a ton of black men on the construction teams, inside the houses, everywhere. Now, it may be because we're all looking, because we are brown people, we're looking and we see it. They are just moving. They're just moving into the industry where they're getting paid. And I think companies are also not wanting to take the hit for hiring illegals, when they see things are tightening up. And a lot of times in Austin, when I meet Hispanic men, they don't want to work for someone else once they've got a certain level of skill. When they got a certain level of electrician skill and painting skills and welding and you name it, they own their own little companies. So when I see people at construction site and there's all these black dudes, I'm like, yeah. Because a lot of the Hispanic guys now know how much they can charge, or they've been in the industry long enough to know how much they can charge to not have to work under somebody, but to be like, hey, here's my services, here's my subcontractor fee, yada, yada, yada. Same thing when it was when I was in painting. They've been in the industry and they've been in America long enough to know how much to charge. Hence, that's why you see so many black men on the construction site. Not that they don't know how much to charge, or not that they're not skilled. they're just not moving like the Hispanic dudes are moving. Like, peace out. Like, I can have a whole team of guys, and that's the difference too. Over where my house is getting built, there's teams of guys. So over here they had a team of guys, like 6 of them, putting on the limestone, which is a particular stone in Austin and like in Texas, really. And they were all shaping them, and each of them knew how to shape them, had little picks and hammers, and I was like, wow. And then there was a team over there that was doing some kind of framework, but they weren't the same teams. That was the unique stuff. Once you talk to them, you realize they didn't know that company was a different company from their company. So when you talk about being your own boss or doubling your money in construction or different things, do you have a team of guys you can pull out to go work with you? Because all those men had each little 5 to 6, 7 people, right? I was just trying to remember her name and I couldn't remember her name. I just only remember her as the one girl in the complex that was a lesbian she has a buzz cut. It's like a mohawk, faux hawk. And I was trying to remember how to describe her, and that sounds terrible, but that's not the point. She had a buzz hawk mohawk, and then the other girl is just, a fitness chick that's always in yoga pants. I mean, that's just how I remember the 2 of them in the complex when I see them driving. Doesn't matter. My channel, I can say what I want. Anyway, report me to YouTube if you must. I really can't read and drive, you guys, but I think someone said something, is there programs for brothers to get in? Not necessarily. I mean, here's the thing. If let's say you want to be in construction. Oh no, they got this big old dog in this truck. Can y'all see this? Look at this. Y'all see that poor dog? Look at that Great Dane. It's hot out here. Put that dog in that car. Oh my goodness. He's happy though. His mouth is open. Okay. Let me see. All right. So I think you said something about brothers getting construction in Baltimore. Honestly, all these different places. I hope that dog's enjoying it, but it's like 99 degrees out here, I'm pretty sure, or 98. Which I've been in Austin so long that it doesn't feel that bad, but again, the dog's sitting in the back of a truck on a hot bed. So, point of what I'm saying is, wrap it back up, sorry. The skills you need to go in the fields where they're paying. And I know some people say, well, Ericka, that's not my passion. I don't like to do this, or I don't like to do that. And you have to just make a decision. Every passion you have may not pay you full time. And what I see happening in the next 2 years is a lot of people are going to get really wise to, and being careful here, I want to talk about something today. People are going to get really wise to where money is going, right? Because you can't just charge people the same old fees anymore. Even in the real estate industry, when agents start charging, I remember my friend asked, could he get 1% off? And the agent acted like he was going to just F it, right? And it's like, look, these people know how much fees are and how much people are getting. At the end of the day, they just know. And people are being smarter by the moment. You have to be smarter too. You have to see that the wind is changing, that businesses all up and down a major highway are not open on a Saturday, and that you need to be smart about what skills you're investing in, because same old is not going to get you where you need to be, and you're aiming too low. If you're aiming for 60K a year, to me that's too low. I think anything under 80,000 a year is 80,000 a year is where you should at minimum be aiming. A lot of people say, well, I'm at my job for healthcare benefits, and I'm like, ugh. I would still switch and find more skills. I would totally switch. I'm not in IT. Why do you keep asking that? I just bring on people to teach on the channel. Let me see what else. I think my phone might be overheating. Hold on. But look, side note too, y'all know how much I love the American Greed show. And I feel like it's going to get new episodes in 2 years for sure. I feel like a lot of people are out here being very sloppy, and it's going to have more shows, because I'm getting on the phone and I'm doing a lot of consults with people who've been, you know, money ran off with. You guys got to be smart about this stuff. And this is also too why I'm saying educate yourself, get these certifications, learn about where you're trying to invest your money and where you're trying to go. I mean, look at my channel. I always tell y'all to go Google it, research it. You never hear me say, just take my word for it, because I'm Ericka Williams. Please go research, go Google, go double check a person. I mean, right now, a lot of people know, if you saw my Instagram the other day, that, you know, we paid money to a guy to do, to get us 2 drivers, right? He didn't do it in the weekend. CTC GroundLink took over and got us all the drivers on the road at the same time, off our trucks, and even the latest truck we purchased. And I mean, I literally have been running back and forth, chasing this guy down for 2 months. And so I say, let me go report him to all the Business Bureau, let me do all this stuff. I look up, homeboy's got 30, 40 different negative reviews. And it happened all right after we purchased our services with him. And I was like, you know what? These other people might let you get away with this, but I'm going to go to Louisiana. I'm going to go to Kentucky, and I'm going to file for you in small claims court, because I don't play that. And what you're going to see, unfortunately, is some of these people, when times are good, they're just running around doing willy-nilly, acting a fool, jumping on jets. Y'all don't see me taking planes from jets. I may be in first class in regular old American Airlines, but you don't see me out here faking the funk. Y'all know this is what you see is what you get. Your girl be working, okay? And he thinks I'm a joke, but what's going to happen when I get there, file that small claims? I'm not playing with him. I don't play with people trying to, like, sham people or steal their money. You know, there's a lot of things I've turned down, places to speak at, events to speak at, for a reason. There's people on the team or different things that were scammy, and I just want you to be educated out here. It makes it so hard for a good person like me, who's out here overly communicating and overly showing y'all step by step to not do well, because I do really good, I ain't gonna front y'all, but to, like, just have an easy conversation with people, because what happens is you have so many scammers out here, and it's sad. But I need y'all to, like, educate yourselves, and don't fall for, I'm on Instagram and they look flashy, because that's a big giveaway, bro. And I can tell you right now, there are people who, when I went to got consulting, they were like, yeah, you know what you need to do, just take, you know, pictures of credit cards, you know, take pictures of jets, take pictures of planes, do all this stuff, you can raise all this money. And I was like, but you're selling a sham, yo. So I'd rather y'all educate yourself enough, get your certificates up, double your money, you know, knock off some of this debt, so you're not enticed by these, like, fucking scams. Man, no, excuse my language. You're not enticed by these scams. Because people who are enticed by the scams are somebody who's making 20, 30K a year, and they really wish they could do better, so they watch this person on Instagram, and then they end up calling you 3 months later, hey, Ericka, this person took my money. Hey, I can't do nothing about it. Better call the police. Better call the government. What you want me to do, beat them up? I can't do nothing. So, you know, when you make more money, you have time. You're not pressed, right? You can review things. You can look things up. You know what I mean? And I can't name no names because I don't want no smoke. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is you gotta be careful out here. 1 and 2, review people. That's why I over communicate, under promise. I'm like, here's what's going on, here's how it looks. But it also allows me to be on other people's ass too, because literally when I moved over to this trucking company, I be on the phone. What's up? Where's it at? Where's my documents? Where's my reports? You have to do that. And I think y'all think business is a lottery ticket, and it really isn't. It's just a different type of work. Because if it wasn't me calling, I'd have to have an assistant or somebody call. You dig what I'm saying? I hope everybody's getting the purpose of today's video, but I still have a video to do at Terry once I get there. But I'm telling you guys, like, be alert. You know, everybody I know, and let me put it this way, be careful. People I know who are out here making good money in their business lane, when they review you and they ask for certain criteria, it's easy. It's an easy conversation. But if you don't know what to ask, that's how people get out here getting scammed. Don't fall in love with the person. Fall in love with the numbers. Like, what's the numbers? What's the numbers back on that? So oh, no. I actually, oh, listen. So let me make it very clear. When I do business and somebody does me wrong, I literally go pay somebody to research them. Call a private eye, private detective, call it whatever you want. I literally pay somebody to go find them. Where is he at? Where does he live? Where's his office? What's the numbers associated with that person? So that when you file your claims in small claims court, that you know you have the right person. So I want to make that very clear. If someone does me wrong, I go out of my way to research them. Again, I know the average person doesn't have research skills. And this isn't knocking you. They just don't teach it in high school. They barely teach it in college. They make you really do it. And when you get your master's degree or doctorate degree, ask anybody who's done a thesis or had to literally source every single thing they ever quoted in a paper. Like, those people are your research people. If you ever need somebody found, find some of them people, because that they've spent years researching to the T. So yeah, no, I know exactly where he is. I know exactly where he lives. I know where his apartment is and everything. So that's not me like being crazy stalkerish, but that's just me saying, if you do people wrong, unlike all these other people on the internet, because I'm literally reading people's reviews and they're upset, but they couldn't get a hold of him. And then I found another lady who used him. She got her refund back. But a lot of people, they're like, well, it's just $1,000, Ericka. It's $1,700, Ericka. It's not worth it. What? Because imagine if he had 100 people he scammed. Okay, 100 people times 1,700. Somebody do the math on that. And we got him for 2 trucks. Okay, so $3,500 is worth it to me to go find it and make a small claims. I don't know about you, but it's worth it for me, because when I say I do business with somebody, like, literally to a T, you're going to do it the way you said you're going to do it. And I just have that follow-up spirit. I will follow up with you until so yeah, easy. You had 200,000 easy. So I don't play that. Like, other people may be like, well, Ericka, you know, lesson learned. Nope. $2,008 is around the corner again. Things will get cheaper. Well, here's my thought on that. And let me be clear. As Obama used to say, let me be clear. There's a thing that Jason Black had, you will be moved, talking about gentrification. If a lot of these tech companies get to a downtown center point, right? They're in the downtown. They have their offices in the downtown. 9 times out of 10, because they move there because of tax incentives to get there. The homes and the housing in the center part of the city will be so expensive you won't live there. Now, yes, things will be cheaper out in the suburbs. Things will be cheaper out in the sticks. There's a great book called Frugal Woods. And again, it's the word frugal and then woods, one word. It's a book. It's a great book, but it talks about if you have a skill that you can do remotely, move while it's cheap. Now, people keep saying, oh, it's going to be 2008 again. People have been saying that for 8 years, right? People have been saying it's going to be cheap again for years. Now, I know you say, well, Ericka, you know, it's a bubble, it's got to burst. Again, when I see in Austin is when prices go down just a little bit, like there's a little creep down in prices. People who were moving here from California or people who've been waiting to move further into the city do. And it just closes the gap. It just keeps closing the gap. Every time you see a little decrease in price, boom, sold. Decrease in price, boom, sold. Because people are already waiting to get closer into the city. Why? To save them on traffic, save them on gas, all kind of stuff. Which makes what? People that live in the city, they don't make a certain amount of money. They have to keep moving further and further out. Further and further and further and further out. And now where my home is being built, you go another 10, I'm not going to lie to y'all, another 20 minutes out, a place called Hutto. And you're like, who want to live out there? You keep meeting black people who used to live inside the city of Austin. I'm like, well, this is all I can afford. I'm like, you've been here all these years and you got pushed out to Hutto? Like, you basically got pushed out to nowhere. And there's more stuff coming to Hutto now, but look on the map. Go look on the map, y'all, and type in 6th Street, Austin to Hutto, Texas. and see the directions for that, because I assure you that's not where they wanted to live. They did not want to live a solid 45 minutes outside of the city they were born in, and still driving to work sometimes. I mean, I'm meeting people still driving to Austin, and I would say even an hour depending on Hutto traffic. So yes, things will get cheaper out in the nowheres, and that's where you'll be looking for cheap prices. You'll be out in the nowheres. You will not be in the city, because the people that want to be in the city are waiting to smash you out. Like I was driving East 6th Street, and I was on East Austin. All this, when I first moved to Austin 6 years ago, was dangerous. Had a lot of Jose's outside, a lot of gang Latino activity, because the black gang activity had already left, but the Latino gang activity was still down there. I drove down the other day. There were no less than 20 random white people running around with their dog in every part of East Austin you could think of. And I was just driving real slow, like, oh my God, it's completely, like, they're gone. You don't live here anymore. And you won't. So, there's no waiting for it to get cheap down there. There's no waiting for it to get cheap in that East Austin part, because literally I see homes that are falling into the ground, and the city, you know, doesn't let you demo without their permission. And so basically when you when you go look, the homes fall into the ground, and what they're trying to do is wait so it to be so bad that the city gives them permission to tear it down and start new. And it's cheaper that way, because if they tear down a functional, livable home, you know, different stuff goes on. That's all I'm saying. Again, I know everybody thinks there's going to be this massive bubble, but what's going to happen is there's a TV show, it's Brazilian. It's called 3%. And it's very interesting. But I like that concept, because that's kind of how it will be. There will be people who live in the very nice utopic this little economic part, and then there's people who live way out for cheap, but way out, not near me, right? Kind of thing, right? You'll see it. You'll just see it now. I see it now. They're building. They have a domain in in Austin. It's the Austin domain. You guys can Google it for yourself. They're building another domain out in Pflugerville. Now people are saying, well, that would be great, because then Pflugerville will have its own domain. No, what it is they will not have as high as prestigious of shops there, but it's for you to stay out there. For you to stop coming over to the domain that's really expensive, Burberry expensive, and for a certain type of people to be in the domain. That's all that is. They're building the exact same thing further out so that you stay out there at the cheaper stores, and then people who have money go to the domain. And I saw that coming a mile away. It still brings economics to Pflugerville and out there to Hutto, but y'all stay out there, okay? That's what it is. So thank you, Benabar. It will never be as cheap. Never. I mean, folks were walking dogs, folks were jogging. Ben, they were out there. There was like one or two little, like, the funniest part about it is such a contrast is you'll see all these Hispanic murals and black murals, and there's no black people over there. Not a one. And I'm gonna say this, and it sounds offensive, but they're in the projects. There's like a projects that's literally walking distance from downtown. And if the city could sell that spot, I'm pretty sure that's what the city is trying to figure out to this day, how they can sell this really huge projects. There's 3 of them that are literally walking distance from the amazing stuff that's downtown. I mean, I think the city's like, how can we bulldoze this shit? That's probably what they're thinking, like, how can we get rid of this? Because it's got to be worth the price of that land. Oh my God. Like, I don't know if you guys understand, but why are YMCAs around the United States closing? Now, they're still opening a bunch of new ones, but certain ones that are down there, they're in the middle of prime real estate. And it would be better for the YMCA to close and sell the land and put money into the YMCA coffers than to keep that location open. And they're not profit, okay, right? So the YMCA on Sears Traube is gone. The headquarters gone. Other cities, I mean, parts of Philly, parts of New York. This article I read pointed out perfectly. It's a strategic move because honestly, the people that the YMCA tried to serve in those areas no longer live there. So if the people they were really trying to serve, the after school programs, the boys and girls clubs, they no longer live there, then why should a YMCA stay there? Just, don't kill the messenger. Just is what it is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, and then your downtown, no matter the city, is offering crazy incentives, crazy level incentives to I wish I could show y'all this as a prime example of what I'm talking about. Crazy incentives for them to move the company down there. Now, you guys can Google this on your own, but a Hillsboro outlet, look up Hillsboro, Texas outlet. It's dead. It's like 6 stores left in that bad boy. It's this huge, wasted, empty space, outdoor outlet. Nobody's in it. In Texas. So, I mean, again, 8 to 10 years is a normal cycle. It is very true. But if you believe that these people are going to move, they're going to let Black and Latino people move back into these downtown neighborhoods that are now $1.5 million, I don't care if they bring them homes down to $700,000. They will not be back majority Black and Latino ever again. They just won't. They just won't. Period. They're doing it in San Antonio, but San Antonio's in such a state that it'll never tilt the other way. But it does look better. Looks a lot better. But I'm telling you, even if they make everything a fire sale, let's say they fire sale half of downtown Austin, half of downtown Dallas, it would still be like $500,000 homes. You still wouldn't live there. I mean, I know people, I get it. You're like, but the recession, the numbers, yes, I get it. You mathematically, on every sheet of paper that you ever studied for microeconomics and macroeconomics, it should be, there's going to be a crash. Sure. It'll crash. But if something's $2 million and I make it half off, what is it now? $1 million. And you still won't live there. Just like, that's just all there is to it. If I take something that's half a dollars right now and I cut $250 and it's a recession, are you going to be able to be approved for a home loan? We got people right now in Dallas, Texas can't even be approved for $150,000 home loans. Why? That's why they're renting. Most people have student loans and expensive car payments. So I get it. Most people are saying, Ericka's a recession. But listen, I see this happening across the board. Top 20%. Again, the book Average is Over is a great book. You don't have to take my word. You can Google it all for yourself all day and night. But the greatest book I could give you is Average is Over. And what happens is a lot of people that are in the middle class, they're going to either push up or push down. I think Linda Cameron, several people's channels, Value Entertainment's talked on this. He's like, a home, that was $100,000 20, 30 years ago is now $250,000. Even if you cut it back in half back to where it was before, if you're still making $30,000, are you going to be able to afford the home? No, I don't think you should liquidate for the dollar. No, I'm not even going to finish reading that out. But here's what I'll say to you. A lot of people think I'm getting ahead of, you're not. People that are going to survive and thrive, not just survive, but thrive, are a lot of the small business owners and people with certain type of, they'll still need a doctor. Oh no, I'm driving through the storm. It might kick you guys off. Hold on. Uh-oh. It's not that cash is king. What's the word, you guys? I think I went off and came back on. It's not that cash is king. What is the word that's king, you guys? It's not cash flow. It's not cash, it's cash flow. And a lot of people, last cycle, people are saying, all these people that had all these homes went under. No, those are people that are over leveraged. People I know that bought simple and boring real estate deals, they were fine. They still had cash flow coming in. They had 1 or 2 rentals not paying. They still had 8 that worked. And if you have a sensible, if you have sense to yourself, you know how to make a budget, you'll be fine. But I still think a lot of people need to double their income. 30 and 48 is not enough. It's not enough to weather any kind of storm. I think I had a friend, he had a car accident, and it was like his out-of-pocket deductible was $1,000. He acted like he was gonna die. I said, well, you got to get your car back. Oh, so crap. This truck's trying to get over, y'all. Not today. I'll take that check, but not today. Oh, yeah. Listen. There you go. People who own those homes. And listen, even the luxury homes, right? Even the luxury homes in Florida, these luxury homes on water fronts, these people, that's not their main house. They'll keep Airbnb in that mug. If they got an Airbnb for $100 a night, they'll do it. There's places right now I see in Colorado and during the ski season that were dead 2 years ago. Dead. Now 2 years later, people got all these credit cards and some cash to move around. They're renting their Airbnbs out for like less than $100 a night. That's why all these hotels are fighting so hard to stop Airbnb. Because these people will do what they have to do to rent that Airbnb out. If that means they got to drop it to $80 a night, they'll do it. If somebody and this is the key part, if somebody sold everything they had in California and moved to Austin or Dallas and bought their home, now they may not have bought it all cash, but they probably put 50% down. They didn't want to be in the same position again as California, so they probably saved some cash. But trust. Anyway, point of all this, I know we've gone over a long conversational period, but the key to all this conversation is double the money, whether that means you pay everything off so now you're debt free, so your money is technically doubled, or you actually go the other route, which is business and ownership and owning things, and you kind of grow a bit. I still think Grant Cardone's book, If You're Not First, You're Last, is a good book, because people who didn't grow or didn't continue to market in the last recession went away. They just did, and they didn't stay. So, oh my goodness, what is that noise? Anyway, the wind's out here whipping hard. But today is very much an educational Saturday. Oh, I know they're fighting in Colorado, they're fighting in all these places. But again, it's like fighting the wind to some degree. They may win temporarily, but what happens if in an environment they cancel all residential Airbnbs, right? There's going to be just a gluttony of homes just popped up for sale out of nowhere. These people aren't going to turn these homes into rentals. They don't want to be bothered with a regular rental. They don't. There's a lot of people right now, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people who, if I got to do a regular rental, they're not going to keep it. They're going to sell it, and then they're going to depress the market of that city. And so these city councils basically think if they stop Airbnb, that it'll make housing affordable and people will rent out these houses. Now, if someone has made a home pretty much only to be rented out on Airbnb, they've made it look a certain way. They've put some really nice upgrades in it. They're not renting it to you for pennies on the dollar. There's just no way. They won't do it. Why would you rent a house for $1,200 a month when you can get $4,000 to $5,000 a month off Airbnb? I wouldn't do it. There's some places right now I'm looking at Nashville and Charlotte. The only reason I'm looking, I know there's fights with Airbnb, but I'm not going to stay there all year. I may stay there a month in Charlotte. I may go a few weekends, because Charlotte, Raleigh, and Austin have some banging conferences. They have great events go down. So if I'm not going to be there full time and I'm not going to keep all my valuables in the house, I would Airbnb it. Duh. Listen, you see I'm ignoring your Bitcoin conversation. I know you do. And there's a reason. Because these same people went deaf ghost for 6 months. It's not a lottery ticket. And that's it. That's all I'll say about it. But end of the day, you double your money via skills. So check out the previous video about different skills that are needed in the marketplace. Get them, you guys. Because between the stuff I see going down, some American greed type stuff going down where people are not educating themselves, so they don't, the people running off with their money and stuff. Ooh, educate yourself. Be ready. Be in the know. Ask the right questions. Show love up. I'm getting closer to my destination, but tonight we're talking about stocks. I think Terry's sharing some of her students how they've been doing. I think that we're doing a stock weekend review, and whatever other questions you can think to bring Terry, that's a good day to bring them. And later we're getting in the pool, so y'all won't see all that. Anyways, you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for on the road. I'll keep trying to bring really good stuff to you guys, but it won't be 6 because I'm not gonna get there at 6. It should be so closer to 6:30. So I hope it changed on YouTube, but if it didn't, I'm really sorry. I'll try to go back and change it when I stop. But I'm telling you, examine the marketplaces where you at. I know it may be kind of boring or dead in your town. See what you can do remotely. See who you can kind of work for. Temp style or part-time weekend style or online style, because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. Like the number one thing I keep seeing in the news, and I don't mean to be just negative, but a lot of these boyfriends, these ladies have killing these children, or daycare situations where the daycare didn't know the child almost drowned or couldn't breathe. Like all these situations, all this is going to show me that the mom had to work. Like the mom could not afford to not work, so then put their kids in low quality daycares. The story I read today, the lady had 3 sons and a 2-month-old daughter, and the 2-month-old daughter died. And I'm like, you have 4 children and you're at work? 4 children? Like, where's the man at? Y'all gotta have a better financial plan than that. So the money's too low. You guys are aiming too low. And I think it's a comfortable thing too. I think it's comfortable when you do skills that you're not used to doing. That's uncomfortable, but it's what you have to do. It's what you have to do to get there. Oh, dude, I was screwed up the last recession as well. But I also think it was because I also was listening to Glenn Beck and some of these people like, oh man, just buy gold and silver, don't buy anything, sell everything off. And I was like, that is the dumbest thing ever. Everybody I know that continued to have some rental purchases did great, and if not 10x better now. And I remember in North Carolina and South Carolina, people were drilling holes in the boat, letting them bad boys sink, because they could not afford the loan, but they wanted to get that insurance check. Same thing, you see some Detroit properties were on fire, and I was like, the family knows. I mean, I'm not saying families are doing that, but I'm just saying somebody knows it's better to just get the check and move on with their life than to keep with some of these homes that are like falling to the ground that need $50K in repair. You dig? So there's a lot of little recession things we can talk about too, but I think there's a lot of opportunity for winning. I just see a lot of opportunities for winning. Oh yeah, I mean, but they're not ready. You know how I know they're not ready? I saw 30-day tags everywhere. I'm like, okay, you're not being silly. Yeah, Detroit. So here's the thing. Go back and watch my Detroit video that we had with Asia. It's amazing there. They've done a ton of repair. What they've done is they strategically demoed some places, and so there's no homes there. It's a park or it's just grassy area. But there's a lot of places that have rebounded, for sure. You're never going to get the 1950s thriving, mini Black Wall Street of Detroit again. You're never getting that again. No, you're never getting that again. Like, Wilmington and Durham never were recovered their kind of Black Wall Street theme either, even though Durham now has been coming back for 10 years. There's a good way to say it. Reset is a good way. Oh, no. You see, you took it too far left. You took it too far left. I was going to go with you, but you took it too far left. I think think a lot of people that have been coasting will suffer. And it's not even a suffer as in, oh my God, I'm hungry and homeless. I think the suffering of when you're not prepared, when you haven't made like when you don't change and life forces you to change, that's when it's hard. When you see people like financially struggling into their 60s, and I know you guys were so mad at me about that video about the 102-year-old woman and some of these other people being kicked out of their homes. Like, I want to do a video on the reverse mortgages, and I want to do a video on retirement. I think, I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze it in Monday before I go to Belize, but it'll be sometime after that. But you got to understand, it's when people won't make the change for themselves and are forced to change, that's when you see some really tough stuff. That's when you see some really tough stuff. Like, you know, when you talk about tech and people say, oh, that's boring, and you're looking at these young black guys like, honey, you know, working at the warehouse, $14 an hour, seems cool now when you're 22 and it's enough money to put gas in your car, but it ain't cool when you're 35 and you got 5 kids, or 3 kids, or 2 kids, just a few kids. It ain't cool, and you're struggling. You don't know why. You know, when I see people with cars, if you ever see cars on the side of the road, and you're like, why didn't the person get the car towed away? They don't even have enough insurance to get the car towed back to their house. That means they couldn't afford the car. So, and also when I talk about doubling your income, and I know people don't believe this, but you guys are going to have moms and aunts and cousins come live with you. And people can say, no, Ericka, that's not true. No way, man. No way, no. I never let my cousins come live with me. You're lying. I'm meeting plenty of white people now who are, their mother is 80 years old and they have adult 50, 60-year-old kids moving back in with them. And they're like, oh, they're taking care of me. No, they're not. They can't afford to live on their own, so they're living back with you. I'm meeting all these women who are divorced in their 60s and 70s. Oh, I'm going to go live with my parents to help take care of my parents. It's not, it sounds good. It sounds good that they're going to go take care of their parents, but 90% of it is financial. And 90% of it is financial. I know, I just can't. Belize internet is not, you're not going to record. You're not going to do there's no live streams. I don't think, and I'm literally on the beach water, so I don't even think the internet's hot like that. I literally am going to post pictures of me eating fish and being at I'm going to just pre-record the camera of the coffee farm and the chocolate. So the chocolate making place. And then when I'm in Baltimore, y'all can see me in Baltimore. Then there's like a week in between there. 4th of July. And then I'll be in LA and I'll be at VidCon. You know, if you come to VidCon, I don't mind speaking to you. Don't be crazy. Don't be crazy. And I won't be crazy. But yeah, it's going to be a crazy summer for the rest of the summer. But you can always come to the boat party. Really live it up. I had an Uber recently by an older gentleman, maybe in his 60s, driving a Mercedes S-Class. Let me tell you something. Do you know how many older gentlemen white guys have been picking me up in Ubers when I go downtown? I'd be like, what you doing? Or like even when I go to Washington DC, how many like 60, 70-year-old black people be driving for Uber? They drive slow, but they drive safe, I'll tell you that. I'd be like, okay, it's gonna take me a minute to get there, but okay. It's not even a full vacation. It's half work. I'm gonna go look at possibly investing in a coffee farm or a chocolate, the chocolate place they make chocolate. So, I mean, it's not even a full vacation, but it's worth it. I should try to see if Terry want to go down there with me, but I think she's pretty busy. I mean, you know what I do daily? I read about 3 to 4 hours a day. I read about 3 to 4 hours a day. This truck has been like trying so hard to get in front of me, like trying so hard. Anyway, yeah, if you're Ubering a Mercedes S-Class, you can't really afford the car. But I read about 3 to 4 hours a day. And what happens is if you Google in your phone certain keyword phrases over and over, it'll put you in the news feed. It'll give you a news feed of what you're trying to see. So my news feed is always full of stocks and company openings. And I've done screenshots of it too. just to see what's kind of like the trend. So when you guys, what's funny is I read an article. 2 days later, someone did a YouTube video on it, and then I got like 100 messages from y'all. Did you see this article? I'm like, yeah, 2 days ago when it first came out. And I just didn't respond. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, thank you guys for sending this to me. Literally no less than 100 people sent me things about trucking, and what do you think about this, and Uber trucking. And it, to me, I'm glad you guys are at least researching and looking up some stuff. That makes me happy. But yeah, I usually read it the day it comes out. I usually spend about 3 to 4 hours listening. And there's a couple of YouTube channels I listen to where they basically read the news and kind of rehash it in a nice way. So I mean, I do that about 3 to 4 hours a day, and even have it as background noise, kind of noise as I'm like filling out paperwork or doing different things. So I look at properties while I'm looking at properties in Detroit, the Carolinas, and Texas. I'm looking and researching and going through emails people send me about an area. I'll have news playing in the background, like lightly, like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. Oh, okay, this is what you keep hearing, the same company over and over. Like I kept hearing about Slack over and over again, stuff like that. Slack, Monday app. Like how many times did I hear the ad Monday? Couldn't remember the app, but I could tell you what the app did. Was making sure you do tasks. Now, when your management company has it all the way down to your manager sending you tasks and you have to check them off in this Monday app, that's huge. Because that's like, if you can't finish in a certain time frame, they have the right to fire you. It's not got that far yet, but it will. Don't worry. Like when I showed you that stuff about YouTube and the certifications, people think, oh, it's optional, Ericka, it's optional. Yeah, just like the FICO score, and it used to be optional too in this country. Yeah, it used to be optional. So y'all keep thinking some stuff is optional. It won't be. It's in the long term, it's going to be mandatory. So no, you have to just watch the replay because we're about to cut it off. But yeah, y'all see me with Terry later, so hopefully we'll go over some good stuff. But I'm just saying, pay attention, you guys. Pay attention. Be alert. Just look in your city and state. Like right now, there was an article in the Texas Monthly, and it talked about Lubbock and some of these small Texas towns having a revival, you know. And what they were really doing, again, is the book Frugal Woods. I keep telling y'all about this book. Frugal Woods and Average is Over. So and even in Georgetown, there's a couple, they went to where this place was been empty for a while and put a brewery inside of it. And now it's kind of a happening spot, and people are like, oh, this is so great. Well, what in the book? So they go all the way to Georgetown and make it like a place to go see, right? So now you want to go see this brewery, and you want to eat their food and hang out there because it's like the place to be. That's all that Texas Monthly article was talking about, and that's all Frugal Woods is talking about. You'll see people go back to their small hometowns, open up coffee shops or small restaurant diners because they got some cash flow or some credit cards or some business lines of credit. And in a town, if it's small enough, it becomes a thing young people want to go hang out at, or people, like, you ever see the show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, come by and then make it a big deal. I mean, that's all that is. The Frugal Woods book, Average book, and that Texas Monthly article talking about going into those smaller towns, that's what people are doing. They'll just go into the smaller town, buffer town, open up stuff, open up restaurants, open up stores. And when I was talking about $300 rent, somebody was like, Ericka, I could never find $300 office rent. I'm in Austin, and I literally did a search, and not only did I go maybe 15 minutes outside of Austin, found $300 rent, office rent. And people are like, oh, well, it's not close to my house, it's not convenient. It's not about it being close or convenient. It's about the fact that it exists, one. And two, if you want to have staff, they don't want to come to your house. You can just put them out. Hey, if they want a job, if they want to work part-time for you, whatever, that's where the office is. And that's where they'll have to drive. Now, you may say, well, somebody ain't going to drive that far. Yes, they will. I've seen people drive from South Carolina up to North Carolina for $11 an hour jobs at a mall. So people will drive. If you have an office that's 15 minutes outside of the city or whatever, and they have to drive to go to work, even if it's part-time or work 3 days a week, you got to make it make sense, right? So like, oh, the office is over here, but you know, you're only working 3 days a week. A person who's a mom or a young college student or somebody just graduated from college, they think that's so great because they get some time off and they let the drive in there 3 days a week. That's I'm telling you this because I've been in a lot of trainings recently, and that's what people are trying to train people to think of. Thank you for the super chat, whoever you are. I can't really see it. It's highlighted. It's bright to my eyes. I can't even really tell you what it says. But thank you. I think they're useless. I think they're useless. If you want to be honest, again, I've done hundreds of videos on this virtual office thing. I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. If you're doing it to send mail there, sure, fine. Send your mail there. Cool. So you don't have to send it to your apartment or house. But I think it's a waste. And I've said this over and over again. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but it's a waste. It's a waste. You know, you want to send your mail somewhere for $70 a month? Great. But if you want to have an office and eventually someone work for you, spend the $300 a month and get it over with. It don't matter if it's in the sticks. It don't matter. It really doesn't. Employees don't cost you anything. Bad employees do. But what we mean about that is, when I was at Grant Cardone, it was 10X. Prime example, if I could find somebody, it didn't matter if they didn't have the skill, but I could train them on two or three things I saw there, and they would come work 2-3 times a week. Perfect. That's what a lot of companies are going to do. They need small tasks done. Like, you ever seen an administrative person come in, and they usually come in on Mondays and Fridays when things are just crazy hectic? Or you go to your dentist office and there's more girls in there on certain days and less on others? That doesn't have to do with amount of people in there. That just has to do with they need some tasks done, but not all at the same time. Thank you. Average Over is the book. Yeah. Thank you. E. Dean Cole. Yeah, I mean, I'm not vouching for the guy, but yeah, he will tell you that most virtual officers are flagged by credit underwriters. And prime example, I had one client. They didn't want to get a virtual office. They didn't want to check. They had their regular home address on their stuff on nav.com, which I've been talking to you guys about forever. And if you go to the masterminds and you go to any of the one-day, midday masterminds, I'll talk about it in there for those of you in California. He had his regular little home address on there, but he had a 680 credit score. And guess what? Got approved. Got approved. I mean, what banks are looking for is your company making money? Like, just to give y'all a heads up right now. I'm careful because I want to save this for another video. But Stripe credit card company that you do Stripe payments. A lot of Shopify people did Stripe. A lot of people on YouTube were using Stripe. Stripe went out and gave everybody money. Now, I'm not saying they gave everybody money. I mean, they're doing loans. Now, why is Stripe doing that? That was never Stripe's ever thing. Why are they doing that? Copying PayPal. Why? PayPal, and this is for people that are going to be at the mastermind, you'll see me and I'll do a whole speech on this. PayPal is bigger than most banks right now. Billions of dollars. Now, people hate PayPal, but they've been using it, trying to use other platforms. PayPal has so much running through it, okay, that it was giving out all these loans. They have a PayPal working capital loan, and then they have another loan. And it's based off how much money you got running through that PayPal, right? And so PayPal's doing loans. And I think Stripe and many of the other merchants that take your money online was like, damn, do you see how big PayPal got? Let's see if we can offer the same to our people. Stripe offered me something the other day, and I looked up, I said, this is a scam. I was looking all through the website. I was like, I ain't never seen this. What is this shit? So then I went out and reached out to the Facebook group I'm in about business owners. I was like, anybody else seeing this? They're like, oh yeah, we all saw it. I got one too. So when people tell me they can't find financing because they don't have a credit score or this or that, you can get all kind of financing. If you got money running through that company and you got it set up right, you got it set up on some of these online merchant services that go straight to a business bank account, liquid money. So anyway, but that's for the people in the mastermind. That's people in the funding course. You've seen me talk about it on there. And as more things come through for the funding course, I'll put them in there. Don't you worry. Because just like in 2008, there's certain companies, and the reason Stripe did that too, not only to be dominant, but to show you they can offer that same service too, like PayPal. And two, if you were an investor, let's say you were an investor in Stripe, like that first round of the company investing, and then Stripe just pulled in, and literally they sent the email out and said, this is a limited time only. Limited time only. So if PayPal gives 1 million Stripe users, 10 grand each. Now you're on the hook for 10 grand till you pay it off, right? So 10 grand times 1 million Stripe users, that's $10 million. Stripe could go to a company and say, look, we just made $10 million off these sales, these loans. right? Stuff like that. So there's a whole nother conversation I could do about financing and unique financing, but that's for another day. But I'm gonna get off here, but I hope some of this was useful. I know sometimes it'd be all over the place, but I hope it was useful. Somebody, thank you for the super chat. Clearly he wants y'all to go find him at Bitcoin something. Every time Bitcoin goes up, we have all these Bitcoin experts pop out of nowhere. So, nothing wrong with that. But you guys know my feeling about Bitcoin. I may bring on Money Made 5 and let him talk about his view of coins. Just to be ridiculous on the channel. I know. I know. They want the attention. It's okay. Give them some attention, y'all. But all right, you guys. I think I gave you. It seems like it was all over, but again, the end of the story is double your money, double your investments, hunker down. Later, you guys. This is your girl Ericka, Classic Climb Blog. Don't forget the boat parties, August 3rd, August 4th. Boat party / VIP dinner. Then we have the mastermind in California, July 9th. Then I'll be at VidCon. Then I'll be in Chicago giving a bus tour July 13th. And we'll have a meetup that night. Same bus tour daytime, dinner at night, meetup at night. Then on the 14th, July 14th, I may be on a boat. I may be on a yacht. You never know. We'll see how that goes. June 29th, this Friday coming up, Saturday, I'll be in Baltimore. Meet up with Aisha Selden, millionaire real estate investor in Philly. No nonsense and Charm City buyers. They own half of Baltimore. It'll be a good event. Hope to see y'all at some of those events. Again, the best thing y'all can do here is meet in person with a lot of these people. If you're really serious, you're trying to invest, you're trying to really make some money, or you're really trying to move forward, or this is a great time to meet people. It's a great time to meet people. So, all right, you guys, it's your girl Ericka. Later.